The unbelievable history of George Foreman. The untold story you won't find anywhere else. What if I told you that everything you think you know about George Foreman is just the tip of the iceberg? Buried beneath the knockouts, the fame, and the fortune, there's a shocking secreted twist, so unbelievable it will leave you gasping for air. What really happened on the night George Foreman almost lost it all? Why did he disappear at the peak of his career, walking away from everything when he was on top of the world? How did he return in a way so incredible that even boxing legends like Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield could only dream of achieving it? And what move did he make that completely flipped the sports world on its head, changing not just his life, but the course of history? Stick with me until the end, because what you're about to hear will shatter everything you thought you knew about George Foreman. Before we dive deep into this jaw-dropping tale, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a mind-blowing story like this. 1. From the streets to the ring, the violent beginning of a future champion. Before George Foreman became the world champion and a multimillionaire, he was just another kid from the brutal streets of Houston's deadly Fifth Ward, where survival was a battle and crime, gang violence, and uncertainty ruled the streets. He was a school dropout, a street thug, a kid with a grim future. By the time he hit his teens, he was already robbing people at gunpoint. His future was bleak, and no one could see a way out. Then, at 16, Foreman made a choice that would alter his destiny forever. He joined the Job Corps, a program aimed at rehabilitating troubled youth. There, he met Doc Brodus, a boxing coach who saw something others couldn't see. Pure, unmatched power. Brodus took Foreman under his wing, transforming his raw aggression into a disciplined fighting machine, turning a street brawler into a future world champion. 2. The Olympic gold that shocked the world. George Foreman didn't just learn how to box, he transformed into an unstoppable force. At just 19, he entered the 1968 Mexico City Olympics and did the unthinkable. He obliterated his opponents. After claiming the gold, he shocked the world once more by grabbing a tiny American flag, waving it in the ring, and smiling. In a time when America was torn apart by protests, racial tension, and war, this simple act made Foreman one of the most controversial athletes in the country. 3. The monster of the ring. How Foreman became the most feared fighter alive. Foreman didn't just win fights. After turning pro, he was destroying careers. Punches so thunderous they sounded like cannon fire. Opponents falling like dominoes. Undefeated, unstoppable, relentless. Then came his greatest challenge. Joe Frazier, the undefeated champion who had already beaten Muhammad Ali. Everyone expected an epic showdown. Instead, it was a carnage. 6 knockdowns, 2 rounds. One of the most brutal beatdowns in boxing history. George Foreman was the heavyweight champion of the world, but little did he know, his world was about to be turned upside down. 4. The rumble in the jungle, the night Foreman lost everything. October 30th, 1974. Zaire, Africa, the whole world watched. George Foreman versus Muhammad Ali. Foreman was a wrecking ball, an unstoppable monster who had never tasted defeat. Ali, the underdog, had a plan, a secret weapon. Instead of trading punches, he let Foreman wear himself out with his legendary rope-a-dope strategy. Then in the 8th round, boom, Ali landed a punch that sent Foreman crashing to the canvas. And just like that, Foreman's reign was over. His aura of invincibility was shattered, and he would never be the same again. 5. The near-death experience that changed his life forever. Before we go any further, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss these legendary stories. Now, let's continue. After his loss to Ali, Foreman spiraled into a dark place. Alcohol, depression, and despair clouded his life. But it got darker. In 1977, after a brutal fight with Jimmy Young, something terrifying happened in the locker room. Foreman collapsed.
Definitely died.
He had a vision. He saw himself dying and heard a voice whisper, "You're going to hell." When he awoke, he was a changed man. He walked away from boxing, became a preacher, and gave up everything. 6. The greatest comeback in sports history. Years passed and George Foreman was broke. His millions were gone. But at 38 years old, He did the unthinkable. He returned to boxing. People laughed at him. They said he was too old, too slow, too fat. But Foreman didn't care. And in 1994, at the age of 45, he got a title shot against Michael Moorer, a champion 19 years younger. Then in the 10th round, one punch, one moment, Foreman was champion again. He became the oldest heavyweight champion in history. 7. The $200 million grill deal that made him richer than ever. But here's where it gets even crazier. Foreman's biggest payday didn't come from boxing. It came from a grill. The George Foreman lean mean fat-reducing grilling machine became a worldwide phenomenon, selling over 100 million units globally. At first, Foreman was offered just a percentage of the sales. But then, the company made him an offer he couldn't refuse, a one-time payment of $138 million just to use his name. In total, Foreman earned over $200 million from the grill deal, more than he ever made in boxing. Today, George Foreman's net worth is estimated to be over $300 million, making him one of the wealthiest athletes of all time. What do you think was George Foreman's greatest achievement? Let us know in the comments below. And if you love this story, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more jaw-dropping tales like this.